Hi, today we are going to be making pico. This is one of my favorite picos. And so we will be putting cilantro, and I love to put quite a bit, just chop it real fine. And we've already chopped our tomatoes, and I like to use Roma tomatoes to make my pico. And I try to chop them a little bit ahead of time just so you can start to get those juices going. And I love it with a yellow onion. I sometimes will use a white onion depending on, but you can choose your chilies. I sometimes use a yellow, they're called a yellow wax chili. They're about this size, maybe a little bit smaller than this jalapeno, but you can use those as well. I love them. I do not de-seed my jalapenos. So those of you that don't like it spicy, maybe you want to take what we call the membrane out with the little seeds, okay? You can take that out and scrape out the seeds, but I like the seeds in because you know me, I like it hot. So choose what you would like to do. And I've done it to where I've divided my pico into two different bowls for those that like it spicy and those that like it a little bit milder. And that would be deveining the inside and taking out those seeds to make it not quite as hot. So just a quick chop on them. They can be tiny. You can make them like itty bitty, but I just kind of chop away on it. And then once you get your jalapenos chopped, just start adding it in. And at this point, as soon as I dump these in, I will take and start adding to it my garlic salt. The salt helps those tomatoes to continue to get juicier and juicier. And watch out for big chunks. You want to make sure they're littler than that. But just keep them, you know, bite-sized. Because this pico, I use it for everything, all kinds of stuff, you guys. If I'm doing grilled steaks on a weekend, okay, I'm gonna tell you guys, you're going to use about 2 good kind of heaping teaspoons of garlic salt. Just do it to taste, but for the amount of tomatoes I have in here, this will be perfect. And sometimes I will take just a slight little pinch of garlic powder. Throw that in, and then a tiny bit. The same, this is a teaspoon, measuring spoon I'm using, but if you can see, it's not even close. It's maybe a 1/4 full of garlic powder. So once you have that in, give it another quick stir and let everything keep blending and marinating while we chop up our cilantro. I do my cilantro next. My cilantro has already been washed, so you want to make sure you wash it really good. And then for this part, I take off those ends right where it's white from the end and into the beginning. And I like to cut off those little white pieces, okay? Then just take a section, divide it up if you have a big bunch like I do, and I kind of twist it and turn it and then just start chopping. Chop it up, and you can make it as small and tiny as you want, but the trick is to keep it nice and tight so that you get the majority of it all cut at one time. And then I just kind of turn it and keep chopping till everything is mixed up, depending on what you're putting this on. So tonight, we're doing Navajo tacos. Some people call them scones. I lived in New Mexico, so the Navajo ladies there taught me how to make the bread, and they were amazing. And so I called them Navajo tacos because that's what they told me they were, and they were delish. But anyway, I love to put this pico on steaks that we grill. I call it my Mexican steak. We put green chilies the Anaheim green chilies or the Hatch green chilies, whatever you can get. Some people can only get the Anaheim. I prefer the Hatch green chilies. You can grill them on the grill while your steak is grilling. Pull the steaks off and throw this pico on top of your steaks with the fresh green chili. So now you're gonna take your onion, and depending on how much onion you like, you can do a small portion or you can do the whole onion. I'm gonna start with the bigger half that I just cut, and then you just chop it up, throw it in. And that is pretty much all I do to do this pico. And again, it's all about your taste buds, so choose to make it the hotness that you want, and choose to put however much garlic salt you want in it. Garlic powder, if you like it a little more garlicky, add a little bit more garlic powder in it. But just throw the onions in, and then you're gonna stir it up and use this pico on everything. Tacos, to steaks, to, we do it on burgers a lot of time when we're having hamburgers on the grill. So I hope you enjoy it. Have fun making it. Make it your own. Like I always say, make it to your taste buds. All right, we have our tomatoes, our Roma tomatoes. That's my favorite that I like to use. They cut nice, they juice up just the right amount of juice. If you get the big beef steak tomatoes, sometimes they're too juicy. So I like it not so juicy, because otherwise then you've got tomato juice on whatever you're putting your pico on, whether it's slapping it on your steak when it comes off the grill with some yummy guacamole and stuff, or if you're just making pico to go on your fry bread tacos or your regular tacos. So this is what it's gonna look like. You just keep stirring it around right there, that look. That's what you want. You want a good amount of cilantro, but not overpowering, and you want a good amount of tomatoes. More tomatoes than anything else in the bowl. Some onion, and then just your seasoning. And see the little chunks of the jalapeno. Let me find one for you. They have little seeds in them. Hopefully you can see that. So about that size. I don't mind that size. When I take a bite of my meat and my crunchy tortilla, oh, so good, you guys, to have that little pop of a fresh jalapeno in your mouth. So good. Anyway, I hope that you enjoy this recipe. It's simple, it's fast. Have fun with it, use it on everything. It stays in the fridge for a while. It'll get a little bit juicier. If you don't want it that juicy, just drain it off a little bit. It all works, like I said. Make it your own. And remember, every day may not be a good day, but there is good in every day. Go find the good and share some pico with somebody, okay?